How's your aunt these days?
Don't even ask. The last time we visited, he didn't even recognize us.
Greetings to you.
Show me your wares.
This autumn.
I'd like to do something. Here. And something for your trouble.
Well, well, thank you very much. I'm glad you found what you were looking for, sir. Come here.
What's going on here?
Well, Ma's gone crazy because Pa hasn't come back from the village yet. Try and tell her to calm down. I don't know what else to say to her.
You live here? In the woods?
Well, it wasn't our choice, believe me. But it's a long story, and I don't want to hold you up. Farewell, sir.
What's going on? Do you need help?
Thanks for stopping here. My husband Mikush hasn't returned from Bilani. Me and Vendula are awfully worried about him.
Wait, I need to know a bit more. What's your name?
Svatava,
I'm Henry. And Vendula would be...
our only daughter.
And your lost husband is Mikush?
Aye. Since we've been living in this hut, he's been going to work to Bilani.
When did you last see him?
He left a few days ago. He's never been away this long.
What job did he do in Bilani?
He's a damned good tailor. But besides that, he does odd jobs around the village. He always brings whatever he earns here. Mostly food. The little we manage to grow here isn't enough.
Did your Mikush have any enemies you know of?
Enemies? No. He's a nice man. He never hurt a soul. Maybe he's a bit too nice. He trusts everyone. I'm worried someone might have tricked him into something.
What do you mean?
He thinks people are good deep down. I don't think that. People can be right bastards. That's why I'm so worried about him.
Do you want me to find him?
You do that for me?
Yes. Don't worry. I'll find him. Where do you think I should start? In Bilani?
Aye. Ask about him in the tavern. He wears a fine embroidered hat. Everyone...
Why don't you look for him yourself?
I can't. I've injured...
What happened?
I twisted it when we were running away from the soldiers through the forest. It's better now, but it still hurts. It would take me half a day to limp to Bilani.
So why don't you send your daughter?
By herself? Are you mad? She's young, inexperienced. Something might happen to her.
Why are you here? In the forest?
We had a big house in Messales. But then Sigismund's mercenaries decided to burn the village to the ground. Mikush, Vendula and me all escaped at the last moment. The others weren't so lucky. It was hell on earth. You can't imagine the terror.
I'm from Scallis. I reckon I can.
You can? I don't know. In any case, we ended up here. At least we had some roof over our heads. But now, I don't even know what'll happen next.
How are you getting along here?
Now, quite miserably. I hope you find my Mikush soon. We won't be able to go on without him.
Why did the soldiers attack your village?
Why? Good Lord, such a question. They didn't ask us anything. The worst thing is, the village paid some mercenaries for protection. But they took off the moment they saw horses kicking up dust on the horizon. I'm glad old Svartosh, my father, didn't live to see it. His heart would have burst.
I'll try and look for him.
Oh, bless you, kind soul. And good luck.
I spoke with Svatova. I'll try and find...
Really? Who would have thought there are still such kind people in the world?
My name is Henry.
I'm Vendula. Do you need help with anything?
Why did those soldiers burn down your village exactly? Over a conflict with the local lords, or something like that?
I don't know. The village belongs to the monastery, and the custodian shows up once a year at most. Meseles is a small village. Or it was. As far as I recall, it's a place people would leave to find a better life elsewhere. Ma always reminisced about how in her father's time things were different. But that's what old folks always say.
How's life here?
How do you think? Not so good.
I understand. Being in the forest and all.
What can you do? At least we're alive. If Ma hadn't believed the news that soldiers were approaching the village, we all could have been dead, like the others.
I need to know more about your father.
I don't know how to best describe him. He's a peaceful man who wouldn't even hurt a fly. Well, he's a bit fussier than other men when it comes to dressing. That's a tailor for you.
How does he get along with people?
Usually good. He got into a fight only once, in the tavern. I don't remember why. Ma gave him an earful that time.
A peaceful man doesn't fight for no reason. Try to remember what happened. It might be important. Maybe someone wanted to get revenge.
Well, when I picked Pa up at the tavern, he was sitting with some friends playing dice. He must have been doing pretty good, because I heard one fella accuse him of being a wizard.
So he might have got into a fight over a dice game?
Lower your voice. Ma doesn't know anything about it. He might have got into a fight only over the dice. But otherwise he's harmless.
So your ma doesn't know?
No, and I'm begging you, don't tell her. She'd be even more worried about him. Farewell, sir.
Come here! God! Quick! Quick! Go! God! Quick! Whoa! Whoa! Quick! Quick! Go! Quick! Ka! Ka! Whoa! Whoa!
Yarosh and Ada are back, so that's a reason to celebrate. Are you drinking with us?
Let's have a toast to that.
Toast? Nah, we get drunk like hogs.
To pytam się jej, czy nie chce wskoczyć na konika.
Ada, for fuck's sake.
A wiesz co ona mi na to?
She says she don't understand shit, huh?
Shut the fuck up, both of you.
A co ty taki wrażliwy?
Did Henry take his sweet time with a rope? Or are you this stupid from birth and I just forgot?
Nah, he's thicker now. If Henry let him choke any longer, he'd be drooling on his shirt.
Chcesz mordę?
Shut up! Fucking hell.
What biting your arse, devil, huh?
Yeah, I wanted to say I'm glad you and Ada are back. But I don't feel like it anymore.
No to my się sami napijemy. Na zdrowie!
Yeah! To us!
You should raise a toast to Henry. You'd be dead if it wasn't for him.
It's as you say, Zizka, that we should all thank Henry for bringing us to the same table again. So, to Henry.
To all of us.
I hope it not fuck up again soon.
To us and to Henry. He's one of us now.
I glad to drink to that.
To Henry.
Za tę śliczną cycatkę z łaźni.
Only then? You have more, no?
Tell us about it, Henry. What happened?
Bahuta has decided to redeem himself, so he could pass the Lord's judgment.
Co za jełop. Nawet Bóg ma go w dupie. Ha!
He got to try hard. Wake up before sunrise, pray, give up meat and beer, and the woman's. Fuck, poor bastard. What about the rest?
I also found Matthew, but he grew tired of your pack. He prefers robbing old crones by the road.
Zdradziecki, zapluty szczur. Jeśli wejdzie mi w drogę, zatłukę go, kurwa, jak świnie!
What did he say?
Nothing nice, I'd imagine. But he forgot to add, Kurva!
What about the rest?
And Raniek is dead.
Somebody rammed dice down his throat.
Not quite, but it was dice that paid him back in the end.
Kurwa! Dał słowo, że tym razem na pewno wygra. Ale znamy się jak łyse konie. Miałem go lepiej pilnować.
Don't feel bad, hey? He not want help and he don't deserve it.
That's it. That's everyone.
So, we are the only ones?
Unfortunately. But the best remained.
So, to loyal brothers in arms.
Yeah, to us! Long live us!
W moim ogródeczku rośnie różyska. Napój mi, Maniusiu, mego kunicka. Nie chcę, nie napoję, bo się kunia, kurwa boję. Bo się kunia, kurwa boję, bo miejsce młoda!
Nice. We also have one like that.
To teraz ty, młodzieniaszku, dawaj!
What did he say?
He say you sing now.
I'd be delighted. Underneath our windows, water flows so clear. Take my little horse there and water him, my dear. I won't water him, though. No, I can't anymore.
Cudownie! Pięknie!
Henry, my friend, Janusz love you.
A mnie nie?
You most, my sweet other.
No to wypijmy za to!
What did he say?
We drink to that.
Sorry, fellas, but I'm off to my bed. I just know I'm gonna suffer in the morning.
Shame. And I was just in the right mood.
Oh, kurwa. I feel like shit.
How's Dry Devil? Feeling better?
Oh, please. He's been through much worse than getting shot in the arse. He's up and practicing his swordplay again. You'll find him in the ruined house next to the Devil's Den. If you felt like it, you could even spar with him. You might even learn something from him, Henry.
What will you do now?
We'll give it some thought and see. Hopefully we'll know better when you come back from Liechtenstein.
What should I know about the devil?
Just look at him and you'll know everything. His face reveals it all.
What draws you to him, then?
We're both different. That's our strength. I'm in charge when everything goes according to plan. When things go to shit, he takes over. It often turns bloody, but sometimes victory is more important than honor.
Aren't you worried about Catherine?
Do you think I should be?
I don't know. A lone woman in a big city needs to be careful in any case. But when you're stalking Liechtenstein, that can be really dangerous.
No one forced Catherine. She knows what she's doing, and she can take care of herself. Remember how she dealt with the guards at Trotsky? She's braver and more dangerous than half my old band.
Aye, but what if someone tries to...
Catherine sharpens her dagger every day. It's always razor sharp. Whoever tries will regret it sorely.
Who is this Kubyanka, anyway? How long have you known each other?
We were defending a castle and hiding in the woods together. But he was always closer with the devil.
Can he be trusted?
Aye. When he's sober, that is. When he gets drunk, it's better to keep an eye on him. He's known to provoke until fists start flying. Did you see what happened when we first arrived?
You mean how they wanted to cut his throat for cheating at dice?
Aye. It's best not to play with him. You'd be better off tossing your coins straight into a pile of shit.
Greetings.
No proszę, a któż to do nas idzie? Nieźle. Wyglądasz zdecydowanie lepiej niż Kubienka i Czart. Zdecydowanie. Zaprzyjaźnimy się.
Yes. Sure. Tell me something about yourself. We barely know each other.
No cóż, nie znamy się, ale przeszkadza ci to?
What? Speak slower. I can't understand you at all.
A co mnie to obchodzi? Wiesz co? Jak chcesz ze mną pogadać, to przynieś mi beczkę piwa i stuzin dziewu. Jak już to razem wypijemy i się zabawimy, to dogadamy się bez problemu.
I'd like to get better with a saber. Do you have any advice for me?
Tylko jedną, przyjacielu. Tnij tak szybko, żeby wróg nie zdążył zrobić uniku. I staraj się stać trochę bokiem, żeby nie dało się łatwo w ciebie trafić. Ale przede wszystkim nigdy nie zaczynaj ze mną, bo zrobię z ciebie sieczkę.
Well, thanks then. Even if I don't know what for. How is it that women throw themselves at you?
To dar od Boga, Henryku. A może to dlatego, że mam takiego dużego kutasa. Ale mam dla ciebie jedną radę. Jak już zbałamucisz jakąś niewiastę, to spróbuj sprawić jej przyjemność swoimi ustami. Będzie cię bolał język, ale zobaczysz, jaka ona będzie zadowolona.
Well, I didn't understand a single word, but I'll take it to heart. Your hand cannons have done us more harm than good.
But we shot that mare beautifully. The devil himself couldn't have aimed any better, and he's skilled with hand cannons.
Why were you the only one of your band who tried to save the devil?
I don't think I could sleep easy if they actually executed that old bastard. Fuck, I know the devil better than I know my own old man. And he still owes me groschen from our last raid. And I take that seriously.
How long have you been a warrior?
I was supposed to be a carpenter, but the job wasn't for me. Most of the time I couldn't even hit the chisel with my mallet. Then I lost my master's money playing dice, so I had to run away. Then I came across a group of mercenaries and they hired me. Once I got a taste of money, I chose to stay. So, it's been a while now.
Who taught you how to fight?
No one. I was absolutely awful. But I could drink their command under the table. So they let me stay with them. I learned the rest as I went along.
That commander, was it the devil?
No. I only met the devil later, with another band. I've been through several. Once they stop paying, or you run out of things to steal, it's best to go and try your luck elsewhere.
That's exactly what happened when they captured the devil, isn't it? The band broke up.
More or less, but I think he understands. You see? That's mercenary honor.
What honor?
Exactly. There is none.
How do you know Zizka?
I think I know him from the ambush near Prague.
Who did you ambush?
His men actually ambushed us. Actually, the outcome was quite similar. They jumped us at a bend. Before we knew it, blood was spilled. They killed our whole band. I was the only one to survive.
Just you? How so?
I was so fucked up that as I cocked my crossbow, the bowstring broke off and slashed my hands.
And you still have both of them?
Saint Bibiana must have been watching over me. My gloves came off, revealing bloody gashes on my palms, like Christ himself. I reckon they had fun watching me jump around, curse and flail my arms. So they kept me. I kept that bloody bowstring for luck.
I'd like to enter the...
A newcomer? I'm always glad to see that. This is a Popinjay shooting tournament, though. Do you know what that is? I set up strawbirds all around here, and you try to shoot down as many as you can.
We used to do something a bit like that back in our village. Although we'd shoot at chickens with a slingshot. Got into all sorts of trouble.
There you go. Then, you'll find this even easier. Strawbirds can't run away. So which will it be? Bow or crossbow?
Speed shooting with a crossbow. Sounds like a challenge. I'm game.
Right. Now, I just have to find you an opponent. Do you want me to look around for beginners or more advanced archers? I might even find a few master sharpshooters around here for you. Of course. You'd have to stump up more money than against the usual bunglers, but the prize would be bigger.
Bring me the local champions. Let's see what they're made of.
Right. But these fellows ain't going to compete for nothing. Do you have the coin?
Wait, let me see how much I have on me. Here it is.
Now you're talking. I'll fetch the lads. You get ready and wait for the signal. Now!
Greetings, sir. I'll have a look at the... Let's talk about the... Here.
Well, well. I'm glad you found what you...
So, how did your trial by fire go last night?
Well, I still have both my shoes. I woke up in bed alone, and it wasn't even full of puke. So I suppose it was a success?
I'm jealous. At my age, a hangover is almost as bad as getting shot in the arse.
You always drink like that?
Almost always. The mornings are hard, but at least you clear your head. And often your stomach, too.
I heard you're feeling better.
Aye, it still aches like... Well, like me, but I couldn't bear lying around any longer. Now I've got to stretch my muscles a bit. Fancy helping me? We could spar for a bit. Kubienka's lazy as a toad. How about it? I could even teach you something.
And what would that be?
A technique for a truly experienced swordsman. The Master Strike.
I haven't learned that one yet.
I'll teach you. We can get started right away if you'd like.
Why do they call you the Dry Devil, anyway?
Why do they call you fuckhead?
But they don't call...
All right, I was only joking. I don't even know how I got the nickname. Suppose it could have something to do with all the killing, and my natural beauty. It's certainly catchier than His Grace Sir Hinnek the First of Kunstad and Yashpitz. That name wouldn't scare a fucking coward. But say it Dry Devil, and everybody just shits themselves.
How long have you known Zizka?
It's been a while. He served with me during the Moravian Margrave Wars.
So you were his commander, sir?
That's water under the bridge now. I'm just an old wanted robber baron whose neck you and Zizka just saved. I don't give a shit about the sirs anymore, you see?
Ah, all right then. What can you tell me about Zizka?
Well, based on what you two have been through, I'd say you should know him pretty well by now. When everything is fucked, the people around you are dying and you're fighting for your very life, only then can you really learn what a person is like.
How do you know Kubienka?
He saved my arse back at Neuhaus. We only made it out thanks to him. I thought we were fucked. But then Kubienka appeared, dragging a ladder, asking how much we would pay for it.
What did he get for it?
The first thing he got was a good fucking beating, because we thought he'd been dead for 2 days. But after we escaped, we made sure he didn't have to pay for drinks for a long time.
So what's next, now that your band is back together?
Well, I've got Kubienka, Adar and Janosch. It's not much, but it'll have to do. Now we just have to figure out how to give hell to Sigismund.
What am I to do?
Well, didn't you say you needed to find Liechtenstein as soon as possible?
Aye, I'm working on it. I'd like to learn a new combat.
Certainly. I'm just about bored. If you're a good lad, I'll show you one of my best tricks with a sword. Or how to quickly send the bastard who's against you to the devil! But it can only be done with a sword. And what's more, you can't have a shield in your other hand.
That sounds good. Teach me that.
Of course. I knew immediately that would lure you in. The main thing is to attack from above. To quickly catch the opponent's wrist and push the edge of your own sword over his blade, so it's under his neck. If you do it right, I reckon I don't have to tell you what comes next, do I? And now, come and try it a few times. Good.
I'd like to learn a new
Why not? I've seen you fight, and you could be a bit more direct, my friend. Just forget about what it looks like, you get me? I'll show you how to take out your opponent without slitting him open from his neck to his arse. What do you say?
That sounds good. Teach me that.
Aye, I can see you like longswords too, eh? So listen, the trick is about speed and surprise. After stabbing with the sword, you immediately turn it around, and while sliding, you strike the sword's pommel forward. If you do it fast enough, the opponent won't have time to move, and you'll hit him right between the eyes. And now, come and try it a few times. Good.
I'd like to learn a new...
Certainly. I'm just about bored to death. Today, fighting with a longsword is in fashion. And why not? It's a great weapon. But in the end, it's all just a matter of taking out that bastard who's against you, isn't it? No one asks how you did it, so I'll show you this ruse of mine.
That sounds good. Teach me that.
All right, as long as you're not all thumbs, we'll get through this quick. There's nothing complicated about it. See, all you need to do is, during a deep thrust, to unexpectedly drop your right hand from the sword, and then you can get much further with your left. The opponent usually doesn't have enough time, and the tip of the sword ends up in his face like a giant stinger. Clean, fast work. And now, come and try it a few times. Good.
Why did they want to hang you?
I reckon my face bothered them. More likely they're pissed off I'm not a hypocritical fucker like they are.
And that's a reason for execution?
Unlike the hypocrites in the League of Lords, I'm not ashamed of what I am.
I know they call you Dry Devil.
Aye. They call me a lot of things, laddie. And that's what rankles the Lords, that I'm getting rich at their expense. And that's some fucking fat loot they stole from the king.
So you're on the king's side?
I'm on the side of whoever pays me, lad. But I'll tell you one thing. I've never gone back on my word. My noble word is my oath. Unlike that of bastards like von Bergau or von Rosenborg.
Have you been at war?
Aye. I fought in Moravia, and I'm still the hetman of the royal city of Znaim. You're just a yokel, so you hardly know what's been going on in the kingdom these last few years.
You're an experienced warrior, so teach me something.
Not a damn thing, lad. Not unless you pay me well. But first, bring me some good wine.
Fine. I'll go and get some. I'd like to learn...
Where's that wine?
Again?
Always!
Fine. I'd like to learn from a master.
You got that wine?
All right.
Good lad.
I need to improve my sword.
Then so that the main thing is not to soil your braze, no matter who you're up against. All right then. I'll show you a few devilish tricks.
I'd like to learn.
You got that wine?
Fine. I'd like to learn.
You got that wine?
Fine. Let's talk about the...
Aye.
I'd like to learn from...
You got that one?
All right. You can ride a horse.
You snot nose. All right then.
I'd like to learn...
You got that one?
All right.
Good lad.
I need to get better at defending myself with a polearm.
That weapon's not worth shite. Well, except in a few cases when it's saved my skin. All right then. I'll show you a few devilish tricks.
Show me how to do a mast.
Follow me over. The floor is straight there. A good place to spa.
Should we get started?
Right, show me what you've got. I see you've got some armor, so let's get started. Here, take this practice sword so we don't end up hurting each other. So the Master Strike is the ultimate sword-fighting technique. It's simple in theory, but not as easy in practice. It's a sword technique, regardless of if it's long, short, or you're using it with a shield. You use your counter-attack to block your opponent's attack, while striking them at the same time. There's no way to defend against them. I'll show you first, so that you know how it should work. Attack me when you're ready. And just now you hit. You know how to perform a perfect block.
Of course.
The Master Strike works in the same way. Only instead of blocking, attack at the right moment. You have to lead your attack against an opponent's weapon. When they attack from above, you stab them from below. When they try to slash you from the left, attack from the right. And vice versa. Timing and direction are everything. Hit your opponent at the right time, from the right angle. I'll attack slowly from the left. You position yourself with your sword low and strike against my sword. On guard! Not like that. You were supposed to counter-attack from the opposite side when I started attack. Good, Henry. Now, from this side. Watch where I'm attacking from. If I hold my sword to the left, put yours to the right. When I'm on the right, get ready on the left. The Master Strike only works when you attack from the opposite side. Let's give it a try. Now do it again. That's the way. Oh, you're catching on, Henry. All right, once more, and for real this time. I'll be attacking you from all sides. You have to pay attention and lead your counter-attack from the opposite side.
I understand.
You're getting the hang of it. Again! No, you have to attack at the same time. Snap at it. Not like that. You were supposed to counter-attack from the opposite side when I started attacking. Work. Again! Here's a few more tips. Remember, the easiest way to perform a perfect block is when your sword is in the same direction as your opponent's. When they attack from the left, you defend on the left. With a Master Strike, it's the other way around. You lead your strike from the opposite side than your opponent. If your opponent knows how to perform a Master Strike, don't give them an opportunity to use it. Try not to attack from the opposite side. Now for the most important part. You can use a Master Strike to defend against an opponent's riposte. After a perfect block, your positions are always set. Your opponent knocked your sword to the left and attacks with a riposte to the right. Until now, your only means of defense would be a perfect block. Now you can surprise them with a Master Strike that they won't be able to block even if they wanted to. Understand?
I think I understand.
Good. That's all I can teach you. It's up to you now to learn how to use the Master Strike in combat.
I'll do my best. Thanks. What's better, the Master Strike or combos?
Combos are purely offensive techniques. They're strings of attacks to put your opponent in a position you want. Then you can finish them off with a stronger technique. But even your combo can be interrupted by an opponent's Master Strike. See, when your combo doesn't work out, your opponent interrupts it with a block and attacks, it doesn't mean the fight's over. Just use a perfect block. Or you can even use a Master Strike.
Why should I use a perfect block when I can do a Master Strike?
That depends. Sometimes it's good to exchange a few blocks and counter-attacks, then unexpectedly finish with a Master Strike. Your opponent can't use a Master Strike if you don't attack from the opposite side. Try changing the position of your blade. Attack unpredictably. If your opponent uses a perfect block and his riposte is headed towards your blade, attack instead of defending, and you might win the fight.
Why should I use the Master Strike?
If all you do is defend, you're bound to fail sooner or later. That's why it's better to counter-attack. Strike the opponent's weapon from the opposite side. You'll block their weapon while hitting them at the same time. That's what the Master Strike is all about. Usually, you'll be aiming at your opponent's weak point. If you don't win the fight then and there, you'll surely at least injure and stun your opponent. If that's the case, don't stop. Keep attacking before your opponent has a chance to recover.
That's enough for me. I'd like to learn...
You got that wine?
All right. Here you go.
Ready. What is it you want, then?
I want to see what you can do with a mace.
Ha ha! Good choice. It's better than a sword when you're up close. All right, then. I'll show you a few devilish tricks.
Calm down. Surely there's a reasonable explanation for this.
What's going on here?
As you can see, something slaughtered all these cows.
Not just something. It was that creature from hell. I saw with my own eyes how it fled back to its hole in the mine.
Give it a rest, would you?
I won't. What'll happen when that monster comes for us next?
Seems we've been fortunate running into you then, eh?
I'm Henry of Scallis.
I'm Marion, the local priest. You look like someone who knows how to fight and isn't scared off all that easily. Just the kind of man for the job.
Didn't you say you saw someone running away from here?
Not someone, but something. A monster from hell itself.
Just an old wives' tale.
I swear by all that's holy, the beast ran from here straight back to the old mine.
Couldn't it have just been an animal? Maybe a wolf or a boar?
Can't you see my poor girls here? What kind of wolf would leave wounds like these? Oh, and the monster ran on 3 legs.
3 legs?
Aye, as sure as my name's Vladimir.
What did the beast look like?
I only saw it from afar. But before it got lost in the thicket, I saw its giant pointed snout.
You mentioned a pit of hell. Is that located somewhere around here?
That's just a local fable.
It's no fable. In the days when silver was mined here, terrible misfortune took place in the mine. A pit to hell itself opened up there.
The mine shuttering fell apart and the gallery collapsed. That's all.
Shuttering my arse! It was a pit to hell! Shuttering don't just blow up on its own. But hell didn't scare good old Father Richard, so he set off into the tunnels and struck a deal with them demons. Ever since then, we brought food to the mine for them every second Sunday, and they leave us in peace in return.
Father Richard was a crackpot. You're lucky to finally have a normal priest here now.
A priest who forbade us from bringing the offerings, and now you can both see where that's got us.
When did all this happen?
It's got to be at least 5 years now.
And you've been taking food there ever since?
That's right. And nothing's ever happened until now, all because our new priest here forbade us from bringing offerings.
Where's Father Richard now?
He returned to his maker not long ago, and now I preach here in his place. The moment I caught word of that foolish superstition, I put a stop to any offerings.
And you can see what that caused.
It's only happenstance. This isn't the first, nor the last time that wolves dare to venture into town.
Vladimir's right. It doesn't look like it was the work of wolves. I don't know what could have done it, but wolves don't make those kind of wounds.
You hear that, Father? And that's coming from someone who's been out and seen the world.
Has anyone actually looked around in the mine?
Only old Father Richard. Nobody else has ever had the courage. The very mine shaft stinks like hell itself. So we only ever lower a bucket down with the offering, and then clear off quick.
After the cave-in, the miners left to work in Grund. Seems they'd no longer felt the vein was worth the trouble here.
Tell me something about yourselves, so I know who I have the honor of speaking to.
Like I said, I'm Marion, and I come to Old Kutna to preach.
Aren't you, a bit young for a preacher?
I finished my trivium at Prague University last year, and I wanted to continue. But my father decided I'd had enough education and found me a place in the order in Sedlets. So, now I implement my theological learning in this lovely county as a preacher.
I'm Vladimir, the mine foreman. I'm the eldest of everyone here, and the people actually respect me, unlike our this here preacher from Prague. And them cows were mine.
This whole thing is very odd. How do you want me to help?
The massacre of those cattle is a horrible thing. But the heresy that's been tolerated here on account of the former priest is even worse.
Old Father Richard would chase you out of town, you stuffed frock.
Marion may be young, but he's still a priest, and he deserves a bit of respect.
Thank you, Henry. Since you're the only one here uninvolved, I'd like you to go into the old mine and discover the truth of this old wives' tale.
And while you're there, take some peace offering with you. Otherwise, I wouldn't even dare going.
What am I to do with you? All right. Henry, take their offering with you as well. You'll do just as those wretches did before you, and then wait to see if any demons show their faces or not.
Wait for demons? You want to send the poor fella to his death?
Don't listen to him, Henry. Faith and God will protect you, but before you go through the mine, we'll have a look around the village. Then we'll all meet at the entrance to the mine.
I need to go over something again. Tell me what happened from the beginning.
I was in my cottage when I heard such strange noises. It made my skin crawl. So I went out and saw this. And that beast what did it running away. How am I supposed to make a living now? These cows were my most treasured possessions.
And what about you? Did you hear it too?
Unfortunately, no. I was in the church when Vladimir sent for me, saying they'd found those carcasses.
What sort of strange noises did you hear? Can you describe them in some way?
It was like someone dragging chains along the ground. Neither men nor wolves make them kinds of noises. And demons carry chains so they can catch sinners with them. Everyone knows that.
All right, I'll help you. But what about the offering?
A bit of food will do. Here you go. We always lowered the food down in a bucket. The main thing is not to go down the shaft yourself, lest you anger hell.
Don't be frightened. It's just an old shaft.
You'll find it to the west of here. The whole area's deserted and most of the entrances are blocked off. You go past the mine buildings until you reach the one that's collapsed to the ground. The mine entrance is next to it. Good luck, lad. You're going to need it.
God be with you.
Excuse me. I wasn't paying attention.
Huh?
I decided...
For you, it's a necessity. Without sincere repentance, you will head straight into the arms of Lucifer, the fallen angel.
I'd like to go now.
There is a wooden cross in the fields between Grund and the Devil's Den. Marks the tragic fate of a Kuttenberg merchant's daughter who lost her life during a storm. She was struck by lightning and killed instantly. Her father built the cross himself. This, too, can inspire you to sincere repentance. Pray for them, both of them.
What penance do I receive?
Confess your faith by repeating the creed. I hope the Lord will hear your prayers.
I'll make sure to get off on the right foot.
Remember the other one, too, so that your legs can actually take you somewhere. Till we meet again.
Nobody here.
Excuse me.
Lass mich, Mama. Lass mich. Lass mich. Mist. I lucked this.
Right. Good doggy. Good boy.
Говорим нашел матадос. Lass mich, Mama. Lass mich.
Get going, right?
Can we sort this out on our own, or do I need to get the bailiff
Hold
involved?
on. Let's talk about this.
How dare you? We won't put up with thieves here. You'll give everything back and pay compensation, or I'll go and get the guards.
Forgive me, friend. There must have been some sort of mistake. But, well, since I already somehow ended up with this thing, supposing you were to give it to me as a gift, eh? I'd be eternally grateful to you.
Since you put it like that, good sir. All right, take it as a gift. And don't forget to mention my generosity to their lordships.
Ha!
Sacra.
Now I've got you. Surrender now.
I'll be right there.
Are you deaf? Yield!
All right, all right. You caught me. I surrender.
Now I'll show. Did you want to? You won't escape justice.
This is unbelievable. I'm a man of honor from a good family. And I'm in no mood to be negotiating with a peasant like you.
Oh, I apologize, my lord. I must have made a mistake. Let's just forget about this.
Oi, Gefall.
Shit. I wonder if anything's missing.
Where's that drink, eh?
One of them owes someone money. And
Right with you.
Hey, Bitteschön.
Where have you been, Goy? They have been waiting for you.
I'm not stupid.
And you just come straight to me? Among my people?
I wanted to take you by surprise.
Well, you managed to do that. I was expecting you to come to the courtyard. You do not look particularly cautious. If you had come on time, you would have faced quite an unpleasant meeting. That I can assure you. You're not the first to come looking for Lord Liechtenstein, and none of them had exactly good intentions.
You think I'm Sigismund's spy? That's ridiculous. Me, of all people.
It seems you think rather highly of yourself. But to me you were just Plony Almoni, young man.
Plony who?
It is a saying of ours. It means I simply do not know you. I've never seen you, nor heard of you.
All I want is to speak to Lord Liechtenstein.
The ones before you said the same. Honeyed words and a dagger behind their backs. But it seems luck is with you, though. While you were gone, I asked around about you. Somebody saw you at Zuchtol in the company of the Margrave. That is some highborn mensch. How do you know him?
So you know now that I'm not one of Sigismund's spies?
You may not be Sigismund's spy, but...
That doesn't matter. Take me to Liechtenstein and you'll find out. He'll want to know too.
As you command, worthy sir. There is just one thing. Liechtenstein is in hiding, and I have my orders, regardless of who you are.
What do you mean?
I'm afraid you will have to wear special headgear for the occasion. A sack over your head.
Are you yanking my pizzle?
I am not. That's the bevel from Lord Liechtenstein. Nothing personal.
Well, it seems damn personal to me. First you want to kill me, now this.
You have nothing to be afraid of. If we wanted to kill you, we would not be talking now. Until Liechtenstein gives his permission, you're not allowed to know where he is hiding.
Whatever. Just get me to Liechtenstein.
Wait. What is that sound?
We will soon find out. Let us in. I'm not entirely sure, but he says he knows you, and absolutely insisted he had to talk to you.
If I'm not mistaken, Jobst sent you to von Berkhoff with a message. How did that go?
Not well. As we were approaching Trotsky, we were attacked by bandits. They killed all our men.
What?
We only got away by a hair's breadth. And we lost everything, including the message. We ended up in rags, like beggars. They wouldn't let us into the castle. After that, we tried to get by as best we could.
Good God! I need a drink now. But did you manage to deliver the message in the end?
Yes, but it was touch and go.
I like exciting stories.
Well, you'll love this one then. Apart from being ambushed and almost killed, Capon ended up on the gallows for poaching.
A nobleman? On the gallows for poaching?
It was a mistake, of course. He really did have a noose round his neck, though. But it all worked out in the end.
Good gracious! But tell me, who ambushed you?
Well, that's interesting as well. Istvan Toth and some others.
What? That sneaky rat from Talmberg? He's still alive?
Not anymore.
You? Well done. Let's drink to that.
Death to the enemy.
What happened next?
Von Berghoff was attacked around the same time by the same men, so we thought we were on the same side as him. And we wanted to help him catch the bandits as a goodwill gesture.
Why didn't he catch them himself?
He tried. We found out for him that the bandits were holed up at Nabokov. When he sent his soldiers to their lair, we went with them. We wanted to be there and get Istvan.
And that's where you killed him?
No. We were nearly killed ourselves. Again.
By Istvan?
No, he wasn't there. The bandits were led by a fella who fucked us right up, and von Bergov's entire force, too. He lured us into a trap and slaughtered everyone. Me and Capon were the only survivors.
It sounds like your guardian angel never gets a moment's rest.
Yeah, there was some luck in it. But it was more that Zizka knew he could get a ransom for Capon.
Wait, Zizka? He's the one who almost killed you.
You know him?
Of course I do. Zizka is in the service of Prokop of Luxembourg, King Wenceslas's cousin.
Aye, we found that out as well.
And what the hell was Istvan Toth doing with him?
It turned out he was spying for von Berghoff. But he didn't do a great job, fortunately. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
I am starting to get confused.
That makes two of us. Maybe we'll understand better if we get drunk.
You're not holding back, I see. Your health, then. After Zizka took us prisoner, it finally became clear we were on the same side, and Istvan had to flee.
So when did you kill that bastard?
Not till some time later. Just when we thought we were out of the woods and Istvan was gone, he appeared outside the walls of Nabokov again, with von Berghoff and Markvart von Aulitz. Von Aulitz was on his way to Kuttenberg with reinforcements for Sigismund. And with the finger of God.
With the what?
A bombard.
Good lord!
Have you ever seen one? I hadn't, until they used it against us.
I've heard about the bombard. An infernal weapon. Then what?
We didn't have a chance. They blew the tower to pieces and took us all prisoner. They took us to Trotsky and tortured us. But with the help of a woman who works with Zizka, we managed to escape.
Zizka. That man always has a trick or two in reserve.
Thank God. While we were making our escape, I crossed paths with Toth, and finally took my revenge for everything he did.
Dull moment with you, I see. To happy endings, then. And where is Lord Capon? Or should I call him the Prince of Poachers?
Well, the most fitting thing to call him would be hostage, because that's what he is now.
A hostage?
That's right. Von Berghoff took him with him. And that's why I'm here, in fact.
Your original plan went badly awry, I must say.
Well, it could have been worse.
That's the way of the world. For my part, I'm forced into hiding, as you've probably noticed. They're after me as if I owed taxes. Oh, if only I knew what Jobst would say.
I know exactly what he'd say as it happens.
You do?
I spoke to Jobst just after we arrived at Suchdal. He expressly forbade me to look for you, or try to rescue Capon.
That damned... Did he say why?
Aye. He said you can look after yourself. And as a nobleman, Capon has nothing to fear in captivity.
Ah, Jobst.
I must admit, I see his point. He has plans. He wants to take advantage of the truce while it lasts. And he doesn't want to provoke Sigismund into starting warring again. And he's probably right about Capon. Nobody's going to throw away the chance of a fat ransom, or waste a nice opportunity for blackmail.
It's true I can take care of myself. But the old schemer could at least have warned me, whatever his plans might be.
Zizka sees Jobst as a pain in the arse, too. I mean, he's not fond of him. And he doesn't approve of his plan.
Then I expect he and I will see eye to eye. Although I prefer a different strategy to braining all and sundry with a mace. Even so, what brings you to me? You didn't take this risk just to tell me what Jobst is like, or that I should carry on with what I'm doing.
No. My first concern is to rescue Lord Capon, whatever schemes Jobst is dreaming up.
And then...
And also, it's about your safety.
My safety?
You know, they tortured us. Zizka, Godwin and me. They asked about Jobst's plans and about you. I'd have held out, but Godwin... He told them where you were.
Where I am? In this city, you mean? That's not such a terrible betrayal. Gutenberg is a big city. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Not that they have not tried. They almost caught you a couple of times. If it were not for my people.
That's true, of course. But I'm not going to bear a grudge. The executioner always gets what he wants. And if he hadn't, we wouldn't be talking right now.
I apologize.
No need. It's not your fault. Nevertheless, let's turn the page. Capon. How do you plan to free him?
That's exactly why I came to see you.
Oh. How's that?
Because you move in certain circles.
And?
You conspire. You hear all the rumors.
So?
So you might know where they're holding him.
Sigismund confiscated the property of some burghers and noblemen in the city when they opposed him, and he divided the property up between his loyal followers. He seized Malashov Fortress from the Rutards, for instance. And didn't you say, Sam, that he gifted it to von Berkhoff?
Yes, that is so.
That was before von Berkhoff was in these parts. But if he's here now, where else would he be but in Malashov? And if von Berkhoff is there...
That's where...
Malashov Fortress.
Well, it'll be tougher than I thought, but that can't be helped. I'm gonna have to get him out of there somehow.
I admire your keenness, but...
But that is the most insane idea I've heard so far today.
You can't just launch an assault on Malashov. It's a strong fortress. We'll need a cunning plan.
Or long ladders and lots of men. That could be arranged, maybe.
Careful! Jobst ordered us not to stir up trouble. And this would be serious trouble. But if Capon simply vanished...
Vanished how, exactly?
I don't know yet. But like I said, Malashov belonged to the Rutards. And I'm sure they're not keen on the new tenant. I think if you pay a visit to Sir Kunslin Rutard and convince him you have common interests, he'll be happy to think up a solution with you.
Like what?
Who knows? Perhaps Lord Rutard knows of a back door into his old home. And he might not be averse to an arrangement with someone who will help him take revenge.
Someone like you.
Well, I wouldn't get my hopes up. But it's the best we've got, and there's no harm in trying. Where can I find this Kunzlin?
Sigismund seized his fortress, but, surprisingly, he let him keep his palace in the city. It's right next to the Italian court.
All right. I'll give it a go.
Once you have some news, you know where to find me. Is there anything you want to know before you go?
Come to think of it, I've no idea where we actually are.
Of course. I'd forgotten how you got here.
We're in the Jewish quarter, in the basement of the King Solomon Tavern, below my tavern. Goyim do not just wander in here, but I will tell my people you are with us.
Thanks a whole lot. All right. I'll set off now.
Good luck. It was good to see you again, Henry. And be careful. There's bound to be spies swarming around the palace. This city isn't safe.
Tell me about it. Danger is my daily bread these days. Why are the Jews helping you?
Because I asked them to. Most Christians avoid Jews. And probably wouldn't even think of looking for something or someone here. Besides, the local Jewish community have no love for Sigismund or von Berkov. So I don't have to worry about someone ratting me out.
They know von Berkov?
Sadly, they do. Von Berkov instigated a pogrom in Prague. Not long ago, our new king gave him his blessing. Those who survived fled here or to Colleen. It's complicated. This isn't chess, and the lords aren't all black or white. Each of them has their own interests. Just because they can't stomach Sigismund doesn't mean they'll side with us.
So you're sending me there to find out where he stands?
You could say that. I suspect he might be inclined to ally with us, but as I said, nothing is certain. If it works out, it will be a great accomplishment. Kunzlin was respected among the former councillors. Beatley beggared anyone, so they'd still have a lot to lose if they confronted him directly.
He just made them fear him.
I'd rather call it caution, but you're essentially right.
What are you doing here in Kuttenberg?
That's a good question. Jobst thinks I'm his spy.
You're not.
I gave him some information before I had to go into hiding, but it's complicated. Jobst thinks, quite foolishly I might say, that he'll be able to make a deal with Sigismund.
You don't believe Jobst's plan will work?
Trusting your own plan tends to be a big mistake. It's better to assume something will go wrong. That's why I always have at least 2 plans. And the backup includes all of Sigismund's opponents. The city is full to the brim with them. Nearly every noble house has lost some property to him. They can't do much on their own, but if they join forces, now that could make a difference.